Hello, welcome back to Galvix YouTube channel. I hope you're doing well. If you are a business that sells in Minnesota taxable goods and services, then this is a video that is going to help you understand how you can register for sales tax. This is a visual walkthrough, so let's get started. So, firstly, even before getting to registering for sales tax in Minnesota, you need to know why you need to register. So, if your business has a physical presence in Minnesota or you meet the thresholds for economic nexus, then you will be required to register and collect sales tax. Now, to know whether you do that or not, go ahead to our YouTube channel and check out sales tax nexus video that is specifically for Minnesota. That will help you understand if your business falls in this category or not. If not, that's okay, great. If it does, then continue the video. So the first step is gathering all the information that you need. Make sure that you have at least this set of information ready for you to start the application. Now, once you do, the second step is us navigating to that website called revenue.state.mn.us. Now, this is the official website for Minnesota Department of Revenue, wherein you're going to start the process of registering your business for sales tax. So the second step here is go ahead and click on register for sales tax ID. I know it says tax ID, but it will give you what you need to select for, that is sales tax in the future steps of the application. And once you're here, if you do not have an FEIN number for your business, then you will go ahead and apply for an FEIN with the IRS. And if you do already have it, then we can just go ahead and click next. Okay, so this is the part where we're going to start entering information about our business. So the first thing is what kind of organization type is yours. If it's a corporation, an LLC, or an S Corp, you will go ahead and select that and move on. Now put in the date of incorporation, when it was incorporated, and the state that it was incorporated in. That's okay. Now you encounter this question: are you liable for Minnesota corporation franchise tax? Now, this question specifically applies to corporations. If your business is structured as a C Corp and you conduct businesses in Minnesota, or a business in Minnesota, you will generally be liable for this tax and you would click yes. However, if your business is an S Corp, the income typically passes through to the shareholders and the corporation itself is generally not liable for this specific franchise tax at a corporate level. If you're unsure about your specific corporate structure liability, then it's always best to consult with a tax professional or accountant. For most sole proprietors or LLCs, filing as a sole proprietor, this question will not apply, and you might not even see it depending on your initial selections. So make sure that you understand this well and apply it as it suits your business, and then move on to typing in the tax year ending month, and then we go ahead. Okay, here is where we're going to start filling more information, starting with your FEIN. And the legal name of the business. If your business's name of functioning, that is trading name, is different from the legal name, then you go ahead and type that. And this is the part where you're going to be filling in your NAICS code, which is a 6-digit code that gives understanding of your primary business activity. Now, if you do know that 6-digit code, you can go ahead and fill that. If you don't, then click on search for your 2022 NAICS code. This will redirect you to census.gov/NAICS, which is an official website by the US government that will help you figure out your NAICS code. So go ahead and type the business activity for your business. And as soon as you do that, you'll have a pop-up of the codes that apply. So software publishers, that's what applies. And I'm going to click on copy. Go ahead and paste it. Now you see it auto described the code for me here. So it's good. You can have more codes than one if your business has multiple activities. Then move on to adding the contact information. Okay, we fill in our contact information. Now, this is the contact that will be actively used for purposes of transactions and any important information from the state. So make sure that these are emails and phone numbers that are active and readily in use. So we click on next, and this is the part where you're going to be filling in your business address. If yours is a Minnesota business, then you will put in that address. If another state, then you put in another state. Very self-explanatory, by the way. I don't need to explain this, but you never know. And then California. Okay. Get this verified. Okay, we're good. And if your mailing address is the same, then leave this unchecked. If it is different, then you will check this and add your mailing address. So we're going to go ahead and add your owner, the officer, trustee, or any other personal representative for your business. You can enter their information here and when they started in your company. Okay, once that's done, you can add more people if you need to. If not, just proceed. And this is the part where you're coming to selecting about tax type. Now, if you had selected a yes for corporate franchise tax, then that would be auto selected for you above this section if you are a corporation. If not, then your tax form will start from sales and use tax. Now here you can see that there are two options: sales and use tax only. Now, sales and use is basically, it means that you're registering to collect sales tax on taxable goods and services that you sell. It also covers your own use tax liability for items that you purchase from out-of-state vendors where Minnesota sales tax wasn't charged. This is the most common option for most of the businesses that will be making taxable sales. But in case you select only use tax only option, then it is for businesses that don't make taxable sales but do make taxable purchases for their own use where sales tax wasn't collected. An example might be an office that buys supplies online from an out-of-state vendor who doesn't charge Minnesota sales tax. Then you would owe use tax on that purchase. So most businesses making sales will choose this, but if you think that scenario applies to you, then go ahead and select use tax only. And then we move on to the next section, which is withholding section. Now, you should select this if your business will have employees and you will be withholding Minnesota income tax from their wages. However, if you are a sole proprietor with no employees, or if your business doesn't have employees in Minnesota, then you will leave this unchecked for this purpose of sales tax registration. And if you do have employees, then you will select from these services that you need for those employees. And we move on. Okay, after selecting your sales types, you need to provide more details about your sales and how you operate, starting from the sales and use begin date. Now, this is the month and year you start or plan to start making taxable sales or purchases in Minnesota. So make sure that this date accurately reflects when your sales tax collection obligations began or will begin. Go ahead and select what applies to you. Okay. Now, the next question is, do you make taxable sales from more than one physical locations? Now, if your business operates from multiple separate fixed physical locations like two different retail stores or a main office and a separate showroom, then you would go ahead and select yes. And if not, then it's a no. Also, read the note on the right. If you apply if your business activity applies to any of these four, which is selling at a craft show or a vending machine operator that has multiple vending machines in different locations, performing services at various locations such as janitorial or landscape services, or if you're a business who does business from a vehicle or a car that moves from place to place, then you do not need to select yes. You can just go ahead and select no. If none of that applies, then no, and we move on to the next section, which is your filing frequency. Now, you must have seen that I said no for this question, which is, would you like to add sales and use tax contact information? So, it's generally a good idea to click yes here. This allows you to provide specific contact details for someone responsible for sales tax matters only, ensuring the Department of Revenue can reach the right person if needed. But since I am considering it as only one person for everything, so I selected no. And we move on to filing frequency. Now, this is how often you'll be required to submit your sales tax returns and payments to the state. Now, the frequency is based on your estimated average monthly sales and use tax. So, depending on that, you would either come for monthly, quarterly, annual, or one-time filing. So, monthly filing would be for people or businesses that are expecting to collect more $500 or more per month. Quarterly is for businesses that are expecting to collect more than $100 but less than $500 per month. Annual filing is for $100 or less per month for businesses expecting to collect less than that. And one-time filing is for businesses that have a single event during 1 month with no plans for future sales in Minnesota. For example, a short-term festival vendor. So that applies for them. Based on your business activity, select the one that accurately applies to you. And if you don't understand this, you can of course consult with your accountant. Yeah, we can move ahead. Select your accounting method. And is your business located on a Minnesota Indian reservation? If it is, then yes. If not, then you click no. Now, if you do not have a physical presence in Minnesota, then you will be a remote seller. So if this applies to you, click on yes. And the date when the sales began in Minnesota. Okay, cool. So now you select, is your business open all year round? If it's yes, yes. If no, then click on no and move ahead. Now, as you proceed through the registration, you might encounter specific questions related to certain industries or operations. And one such question, which you'll see here, is about Interstate Motor Carrier Direct Pay, the MCDP. So this program is the MCDP authorization is very specific. It allows qualified interstate motor carriers, essentially businesses that transport goods across state lines using large trucks, to pay a prorated sales tax directly to Minnesota Department of Revenue rather than paying it to the seller at the time of purchase for certain items like repair parts and stuff. Now, for vast majority of the businesses registering for sales tax, the answer to this question will be no. But you should only select yes if your business is an actual interstate motor carrier and that you intend to participate in this specific type of direct pay program. If this doesn't apply to your business, then simply select no and continue to the next step. Okay. At this point, if you would have selected yes for that question, do you make taxable sales from more than one physical location, then you would have seen another section pop up here before this, which would give you an option to enter all the locations that you have for your business, and each of those locations will be given a code, which is a number for that location. So if you did put that, then you can just click on yes and add those locations, and if it didn't apply to you, then you would directly be landed to this part, which is local and other taxes section. This is a very important part for many businesses in Minnesota. While there is a statewide sales tax rate, many Minnesota cities and counties also impose their own local sales and use taxes. Now, the key principle here is destination based sourcing. Now, if you don't know this, let me know. I can explain this to you in better detail in the comments down below or in another video. This basically means that you must collect local sales tax based on the destination of the sale, where the customer receives the goods or services. So, depending on that, select whatever applies to your business from these cities and counties. And once you have that selection, you move ahead. But before you do that, if you don't understand this section, then you click on see local sales and use taxes for more information, where you will be guided to the revenues website, which will help you understand whether your business has these activities or not. So you go ahead, take help from here, and select the appropriate option and move ahead. Let me know if you have any questions in that. And we come to create username section. So here you're going to add your name. Okay, now I've entered the username that will be used to enter into this account and the password. Then move ahead. Okay, we come to the last part of this application procedure, which is the summary. Now, at this point, you can go back and check the sections that you've entered. It will not erase any information, so don't worry about that. Go review all of those columns and sections. Now, sometimes what happens is because the website itself could be slow, a yes that is answered somewhere could be marked as no. So sometimes those things can happen. Just go back and check all of that. And if you're happy with the application, then you go ahead and click on submit down here, and that will make you get submitted into the system, of course, and you will be given a confirmation number which you can save to track your application later with the state. And now we're going to be waiting for our sales tax ID. So this is not the last step. You will have to set up your sales tax account with that sales tax ID and activate all that. Let me know if you want to see that process, which is another step to getting to your sales tax collections and remissions. So that's that. If you have any other questions regarding this particular application or any other sales tax related query, you can reach us out at galvix.com or in the comments down below. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and comment down below of how you think this helped and any feedback of how we can make better content for you. And if you need help with sales tax, anything, you can reach us out at Galvix. We're here to help you make this process easier and simpler. And I guess that's about it. Subscribe and take care of yourself. I'm going to see you again in another video. Bye bye.